Is Khamzat Chimaev's perfect record about to end? Imagine hearing those words from a former UFC champion. That's exactly what happened when ex-middleweight title holder Sean Strickland looked at UFC 319's main event and dropped a bombshell. He believes Du Plessis will be the first man to defeat Chimaev.
Did you see TDP and Khamzat got announced?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Where's it gonna be at?
Chicago.
Oh no. They're letting the terrorists in.
Do you think he beats TDP or do you think TDP retains?
You know what's hard? So those little Chechens, dude, they can grapple. And like someone like me who I've been training with for years, I usually could counter wrestle and grapple him. So I just don't know if Dricus can be able to counter wrestle him. But if he can, I think he wins all hands down. You know, I sparred the Chechen, like hands down, I think Dricus wins. But it's just gonna come down to like, are you gonna be able to like counter wrestle? And like you can, it's not hard.
The context is huge. On August 16 in Chicago, middleweight champ Dricus Du Plessis defends his belt against undefeated Khamzat Chimaev. Both are beasts in their own right. Du Plessis, 12-0 in the UFC, has battered top fighters like Adesanya and Whittaker with an awkward, high-pressure style, while Chimaev, 14-0, has bulldozed opponents with elite wrestling, finishing guys like Usman and Whittaker in short order. Now, experts are scrambling with wild predictions on who will emerge victorious. Strickland didn't mince words. A former training partner of Chimaev's and Du Plessis' former foe, he analyzed the matchup bluntly. They can grapple, he said, referring to Chimaev's wrestling. The key, Strickland argues, is whether Du Plessis can counter that wrestling. In Strickland's eyes, if Du Plessis can stuff Chimaev's takedowns, I think he wins, hands down. He even admitted he sparred with Chimaev and came away convinced. I sparred the F Chechen, I think Dricus wins. Former champion Michael Bisping adds fuel to this narrative. He points out Chimaev has never gone a full 5 rounds in the UFC and got a little bit tired late against Usman and Burns. Bisping calls Chimaev phenomenal and a freak of nature, but openly wonders if Chimaev can handle Du Plessis' pressure for 25 minutes. In short, Strickland and Bisping see Du Plessis' wrestling defense and game plan as the path to ending Chimaev's run.
Khamzat Chimaev is a force of nature, and he only knows how to fight one speed, and that's why people really enjoy watching this guy fight. He goes forward, he's a straight-up killer, he's looking to take you down, do damage, knock you out, squeeze your head off. Whatever it is, he's trying to do damage right from the opening bell. And that's what he's done to almost everybody. 14 wins, 12 stoppages. Only time he's gone to a decision is twice against Gilbert Burns and Kamaru Usman. And we know what happened there. He got a little bit tired. And against Kamaru Usman, well, he was kind of lucky to get that decision. I'm not talking shit about Khamzat Chimaev. I think he's phenomenal. But I think he's got some problems here going 5 rounds against Dricus Du Plessis. We've never seen him go 5 rounds. But we do know the man is a finisher, he is a phenom, he's a freak of nature, he's a strong son of a bitch, he's a great wrestler. He might not have the accolades of a Bold Nickel, but holy shit, when it comes to being effective, Khamzat Chimaev is right up there. He's one of the best finishers.
But not everyone agrees. Darren Till, who has fought both men, gives Khamzat all the credit. On the Ariel Helwani show, he picked Chimaev to be the one to finish Du Plessis quickly. I think Khamzat will beat him inside 2 rounds. I really do believe that, he said. He even FaceTimed with Chimaev's camp and noted Chimaev trains like a beast. Ex-Cage Warriors see Chimaev as a prime finisher who smothers opponents early, and Till's prediction echoes that. Top contender Caio Borralho agrees, claiming that anyone who bets against Du Plessis ends up eating their words. Chimaev could be as fast as the Whittaker fight, Borralho says. He warns that most teams don't prepare well for Chimaev's style and simply gear up to fight a wrestler, missing the mix of power and pace he brings. In Borralho's view, Du Plessis might be in for a short night. Another perspective comes from former Bellator champ Johnny Eblen, known in MMA circles as Johnny Pressure. He points out that Du Plessis has a big experience advantage, especially in 5-round wars. I like DDP's chances just because of the rounds he's put in, Eblen said. Chimaev has finished 12 of his 14 UFC wins early, whereas Du Plessis has twice gone the distance against Strickland and generally gamely pushed deep into fights. Eblen emphasizes that Chimaev is just a human. Those who faced him, Burns or Usman, exposed vulnerabilities, and that Du Plessis is a huge physical fighter who isn't just going to be manhandled. He stresses that Du Plessis' stamina is actually superior. Chimaev gets tired if the fight drags on, and Du Plessis' conditioning isn't in question. In other words, Eblen is betting on the veteran's gas tank in a grueling 5-round battle.
Johnny, who do you think wins, by the way, between DDP and Khamzat? I'm curious, since you are kind of a student of the game.
I like DDP's chances just because the guys he's fought and the rounds that he's put in.
Yeah.
Chimaev hasn't. Not to say it's going to be easy, and Chimaev's very, very tough, but I think DDP has more. He's more of a veteran when it comes to like these 5-round fights and like tough fights, and he's fought middleweight this whole time. Whereas Chimaev's kind of coming up. He didn't even fight the only real middleweight he's fought is what's his name? It starts with a G. Is it
Gerald Meerschaert?
Yeah, Gerald Meerschaert. I mean, he fought Kamaru, who's a welterweight at middleweight, short notice, and it's weird. He fought Whittaker. What am I talking about? Fought Whittaker, but that was kind of weird. Whittaker's like teeth like fucking broke.
Yeah.
I'm like.
I think the minute DDP started calling him out, he won that mental game, that psychological game.
The story took another turn when former bantamweight champ TJ Dillashaw weighed in. Initially, Dillashaw thought Du Plessis' cardio advantage would be decisive, but after connecting Chimaev with trainer Sam Calavita, who revamped his own conditioning, Dillashaw's tune changed. In a recent podcast, Dillashaw took pride in having given Chimaev a secret weapon, effectively a way to fix his gas tank. He noted Chimaev is doing it right now, and he highly suspects he's going to have an amazingly better gas tank for his next fight. Calavita, famous for overhauling TJ's own training, appears to have convinced Chimaev to focus on endurance and a proper weight cut. If Chimaev's cardio is indeed amazingly improved, and he's making weight cleanly at 185, this could negate Du Plessis' main predicted advantage. Beyond the techniques and training, the buildup has been spiced with drama and trash talk. Du Plessis has been taunting Chimaev on social media, even mocking Chimaev's history of backing out of fights. For example, when a backup fighter, Nasruddin Imavov, was announced, Du Plessis quipped that his fight might be with Imavov because Chimaev is going to stay true to form and pull out. Legendary analyst Chael Sonnen quickly shot down that claim as a false rumor, reminding everyone that Chimaev's canceled bouts came from things like COVID, he was once on a ventilator, or legitimate injuries. The implication, Chimaev hasn't been a flake or a fraud, he's had real setbacks. The personal drama extends into the face-offs. On press tours and social media, Chimaev has been just as vocal. Just a week before UFC 319, Chimaev responded to rival Paulo Costa's tearful callouts with a single tweet, "Don't start to cry, please." YouTube clips are full of Du Plessis promising that stepping into the cage with him will be not a pleasant experience, promising Chimaev a first-time experience, #prepare to be amazed, he wrote on Instagram. Both men are amping up the intimidation factor, each daring the other to press the button on chaos. When the fight finally happens, all these storylines collide. Chimaev's path to this point has been anything but smooth. He's had 6 scheduled UFC fights canceled, 3 with Edwards, 1 with Diaz, 1 with Costa. Interruptions so severe the mainstream narrative briefly turned against him. He's also had well-publicized weight struggles. For UFC 279, he came in a monstrous 7.5 pounds over the limit, forcing a reshuffle. He ended up fighting Kevin Holland at 180 pounds. His coaches now insist those days are behind him. In fact, Calavita's involvement was partly to ensure Chimaev doesn't wake up dehydrated and cramping again. So what now? Predictions are all over the map, and that's what makes this fight so compelling. On paper, Du Plessis has the veteran savvy and the cardio, traits that Strickland and Eblen say should carry the day. Chimaev has the brutal wrestling and momentum, traits that Till and Berhalo say will end the fight early. Overhead, the swirling rumors and confidence complicate things further. Du Plessis is betting on being built different and ready for war, while Chimaev is playing the unbeatable brute who turns challengers into cautionary tales. One thing is clear, this isn't a simple mismatch. Every expert expects fireworks. With Fight Night looming, fans are left with a tantalizing question. Which narrative will play out? Will Khamzat Chimaev's relentless pressure and his newly tuned-up gas tank survive 25 minutes and maintain his legend? Or will Dricus Du Plessis shatter that legend and prove the bold voices right, ending Chimaev's perfect run? Only the Octagon will decide.